So guys, righto, lob shots around the green, the modern style lob shot. Tiger Woods, what a short game. Justin Rose, one of the best in the world. And we're going to be looking at the way that they do it, and look at this modern style shot. They're actually hitting it from the inside, which I'm going to go through. They're not cutting across the ball. They're hitting this from the inside, and one of the advantages is the club won't dig on you. And this is what Justin Rose is talking about. He said that he's hit well behind the ball, he's fat. Something that Seve Ballesteros loved to do was to hit in shots, this half lob shots and shots around the green, to hit them fat and float them in there. Now you can do it by simply setting the hands really, really low. Now when you set the hands low, the sweet spot's actually, the middle spot of the club aims left, but when you open it up, right, you open up the face, it balances it out, and you get the middle point, the sweet spot of the club, aiming at the flag. Right, so if you set your hands down low enough, and take the club, see the elbows stay connected, you can see how far he's got that club face open. So that left wrist is cupped, or it still stays an extension. Look at that club face, and you're like almost keeping a towel underneath the arms with the stance nice and straight. Alright, so you've got a couple of characteristics. You've got an open face, so it's not going to dig on you. You're coming from the inside, so it's also not going to dig on you if you keep turning your chest. And if you keep turning, the club will just tend to sort of shallow out and won't dig into the ground. If you stop turning, your arm will separate from your body here, or it separates from your chest, and it can thunder into the ground. So make sure you keep your head and your chest turning softly through the golf ball. Just have a look at that. There's a lot of feel. There's a lot of flow in the shot. Tiger Woods also, when we're seeing this, taking it on the inside, and when he's coming down, you can see that also the club is approaching the ball from the inside, that stance being very, very square. And it's hitting off this tight grass. It's a very interesting one. Guys, just quickly have a look at this. The club face position, one of the most important areas of that through swing is really not letting that toe roll over. You can mimic this, get yourself in that position. Swing back and repeat it, and feel how that club feels when it's striking the ground. You can see Tiger Woods in this video here. He's really talking about what he doesn't like to do. One was just like rolling the face over here. Have a look at that. He said this is the no-go. And one of your checkpoints is when you swing through, you actually can get yourself looking into that club face. Like if there was a mirror on it, you'd be looking. You could look straight back at your face here, and then you look down at your hand and just see what position that it's in to do that. Now, obviously we've got different styles of shots. So from the back view here, looking at the modern style versus the older style. Now with the shot here on the left, we're standing a lot squarer. We can see that the club's taken a little bit more on the inside. Now both shots were hit really, really well. And we can see this club shaving down the original shaft plane, splitting there just through the forearm and coming more from the inside. Now through the golf ball, the face is neutral, but this shot here on this side, it goes out a little bit more in front, and it's coming down, and we're cutting across the ball a little bit more. See how that's in front. Now very important, if you're going to use this cut across style where we're aiming more left, is that when we come through the ball, the face is not going to roll over at all, and I mean not at all. Otherwise it's going to dig in the ground for you. There's a couple of sort of thoughts and feels for you when you're looking at this shot. Now from the front view here, we can play the shot with lots of hands, or we can also play the shot with less hands and wrists. Now have a look at these two takeaways. One's a little bit wider, and one's got a little bit more angle in it. Through the golf ball here, you can see that this this lead knee stays bent. This is an important part, hitting into a bent left knee, and you can see that that club is staying down. Oh, that end of that grip is pointing down, I should say. Through the ball here, we're seeing a little bit more of a different style of release. It's more of a dead hand shot, which works for a lot of people, but still that lead knee is staying nice and bent.
World Class Golf Instruction has over 700 detailed videos for every golfer. Practice programs and evidence-based material is applied to helping you to become your own coach and play your best golf. Join us in the chat room and join the community of World Class Golf Instruction.
It really is interesting watching these tour professionals, some of these players around the greens that hit the ball so well. Here's Paul Spargo from Australia, one of the best that I've seen around the greens. And check out this for a shot. This is like, and he hits these all the time. Look how high that thing's going. Like, you just wouldn't believe that a shot like that can head up to a 60-degree angle. Look at that thing. But you can see he's using the style here where it's the end of that grip is pointing back down, and underneath the golf ball, but it's also hit from the inside. So let's talk now. You can see when I draw it, have a look at this, coming down through and underneath the forearm. So coming underneath, playing a lot like Justin Rose here. And another beautiful soft shot there from Spargo. Guys, let's have a look now at a couple of feels and a couple of things we can do to hit this shot. So ladies and gentlemen, as we're exploring some of these deft greenside shots here, I've got a tough one. This is on a little bit of wet ground. Grass is very short, and I mean, you could have some options here of putting it up, but we're just going to hit a little bit of a soft, medium to high shot with just getting a little bit of spin on it, and obviously we need to guarantee some good contact. So you're going to have to open up. You're going to open up the face on this one. You're going to aim your body left of the target somewhat, and what we're trying to do, there's not a lot of shaft lean here. We're trying to use the bounce on this shot a little bit more. We're not coming in with a massive amount of lag and drag on the grip. There will be, however, a slight bit of forward shaft lean at impact. It's a very soft grip, very soft hands. There'll be a little bit of wrists and hands into this one. And I just got it a touch fat, but we got it up pretty much close to a tap-in distance. Now, one of the advantages of opening up this face here is when we do hit it fat, it's going to glide through the grass. If you get this face really square on this type of ground, it's going to dig in, and you'll probably only have the ball a couple of yards in front of you. The ball is left of center, face is slightly open. It's a very soft motion. We're keeping the club face open through the shot. Don't roll this over. We'll hit it with the toe and we'll stick it into the ground. There's a lot of feel, there's a bit of trust. Keep it nice and keep committed, and keep it nice and soft. Go. And that's one of the shots you have to have around the greens. There's obviously variations to play this shot. We can have completely no wrists and lean a little bit more to the left, taking out all wrist and having this type of action. You can apply a little bit of hands and a little bit of softness on this shot. Guys, I just can't stress enough how important it is to have this shot in your repertoire around the greens. It's a shot that you're going to need so often to get your ball close. We're not always playing this medium to low standard type of shot. If anything, it's a 50-50 thing, and this is one of your standard greenside shots.